listener, and welcome to Book 3, Chapter 19 of Bite-Sized Tales. In this week's story, you'll be transported to a fantastical forest where things are not entirely as they seem. The Calming of Lunenterre, written and read by Dot Moore. Soft coos and fluttered wingbeats filled the dark, dense forest. Croaking fulwogs and chittering squunks echoed throughout the damp woods. There was a calm, a stillness that hung among the space between the branches and shrubbery. A twig snapped under the weight of a creature stalking through the tree line. A hush fell over the forest once again as every critter and blade of grass stiffened at the abrupt sound. The silence lingered, heavy and expectant. For a moment there was only the sound of a faint rustle of leaves from a gentle breeze. Then, from the edge of the forest, a figure emerged, a tall, cloaked being, their presence an oddity amidst the natural world. The draped, deep indigo fabric seemed to absorb the dim moonlight, making the figure appear as a shadow among the shadows. The being moved with a deliberate grace, each step measured and almost soundless. In their wake, the forest seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, as if acknowledging the arrival of an old acquaintance. The figure paused, scanning the surroundings with faintly glowing eyes that peered from beneath the hood. The fulwogs, normally so loud and brash, retreated into the underbrush, their croaks reduced to nervous gurgles. The squunks, usually proud of their chatter, nestled silently into their burrows, scanning the thicket with wide, unblinking eyes through tufts of fur. Even the usual buzz of insects seemed to hush, as if aware that something significant was about to unfold. A wisp, an almost imperceptible shimmer of magic drifted from the cloaked figure's outstretched hand. They wove it through the air, catching a faint light and transforming it into a glowing path. The figure followed this ethereal trail, their stride purposeful and direct. The path led to a small clearing encircled by ancient trees that seemed to watch with wisdom and age. In the center of the clearing stood a stone altar, weathered by time but still formidable. On the altar rested a crystalline orb, pulsating gently with an inner light. The figure approached, their movements almost reverent. As they reached for the orb, they extended a hand, their fingers brushing the cool surface of the crystal. A ripple of light surged through the orb, spreading outwards like waves on a pond. Trees rustled, stirred by an unseen wind, and the night creatures slowly resumed their activities with an air of cautious curiosity. The figure began to speak in a language that seemed to weave through the very essence of the forest, a melodic and ancient tongue that resonated with the heartbeat of the earth. As the words flowed, the orb's light grew brighter, casting intricate patterns of illumination across the clearing. Gradually, the surrounding flora seemed to respond, their colors deepening and shifting in time with the figure's incantation. The stone altar, once cold and gray, now glistened with vibrant hues, and the ring of trees appeared to stand a little straighter, infused with renewed vigor. With the final words of the chant, the light from the orb condensed into a single beam, shooting upwards to pierce the canopy. Whether by trick of the light or the pull of this magical energy, the stars drew in closer, and the entire forest seemed to pause. The figure withdrew their hand, their task completed. They turned and began to leave, the trail of magic fading behind them. The forest, now brimming with renewed energy, resumed its nightly symphony, the creatures emerging once more to fill the air with their sounds. The cloak disappeared into the darkness, leaving only the lingering sense of a momentous event, a whisper of some convergence amidst the ancient trees. Author's note. This story is actually a culmination of what I hoped would one day be my very own published novel. The setting is derived from a central location in that story, and I'm hoping to do a little bite-sized novella with a few parts. Hope you enjoyed.
This chapter of Bite-Sized Tales has been brought to you under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. Intro and outro music is Fantasy Motion by Alexander Nakarada, provided under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, we greatly appreciate reviews and recommendations to your friends. For more information about our authors, please visit bitesizedtales.com. We look forward to reading to you next time.